Hello friends, has it ever happened to you that you found yourself short of words while in a conversation? There are two parties in a conversation, but there is a complete silence because none of the parties knows the tact of building or carrying forward a conversation. And I am taking it as a fact that most of us find it difficult to speak to strangers. There might be many people around you who claim that they are very comfortable talking to strangers. But when faced with accidental encounters when you are not prepared already, most people find it extremely difficult to talk to strangers. Today's session is about these two problems. One is talking to strangers, second is never falling short of words in any kind of conversation in life. So we have a technique which is a solution to our problem. The technique has got two parts. Part number one is FORD technique and part number two is self-disclosure. Let's try to understand what do they mean and how to implement them. So let's first understand what FORD means. F stands for family, O stands for occupation, R for recreation and D for dreams. So the part one of the technique says whenever you are falling short of words to build a conversation or you are talking to a stranger, you can use any of these four topics: family, occupation, recreation and lastly the dreams. I also spoke about another technique, the technique of self-disclosure. Use this technique as a pinch of salt in a meal. So when I talk about a pinch of self-disclosure, I mean talking about yourself briefly first, talking about your own occupation, dream, recreation and family first so that the person in front of you becomes more comfortable. Use this technique wisely. Some people don't know where to stop. Only disclose so as to make a person comfortable, or if the person wants to listen further, you may continue a bit longer. However, to build a strong relationship, it's important to listen more. As soon as the person in front of you is comfortable, start asking questions from him so that he can open up, so that your conversation and your relationship could both progress. So let's quickly look at an example of each kind, how to start a conversation and how to take it forward. You can start by saying that families are very interesting. You can talk about your own elder brother, saying that my elder brother is very finicky about work. Whenever he assigns me a task, he rides over my head and back to make sure that the task gets done in time. He'll be calling me 10 times in a day. So, do you have any siblings as well? And have you faced similar situation? An example of occupation. Sales jobs are really tough. I started my own career as a sales representative. I used to travel in the hot sun all the time and even after that was not able to finish my target. Have you ever been associated with a sales task? Or do you have any friends who are actually very good in sales? Let's look at an example of a topic on recreation. I used to watch and follow cricket all the time, but nowadays I don't get time for it. Are you able to watch any of the sports or are you able to follow any of the sports nowadays? If you have to talk about dreams, here's an example. I don't like this busy and hectic city life. I wish I had a job which took me to some maybe green place, some forest area or some place which is really close to nature. Tell me about yourself. Do you like it here or do you wish to work somewhere else? So friends, this was a brief video on the FORD technique and self-disclosure. Use both the techniques together to make sure you build on strong conversations and you're able to talk to strangers confidently. Best of luck with your life, your aims, your ambitions. Take care.